Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. Yes, it's Monday morning, and I am so excited to have in the studio with me Jackie King Spencer. Hello, Mr. Spencer. How are you?
Doing, Kim?
Good, good. So glad to have you today. Listen, everybody. I'm so glad that you're here and so glad that you're going to be sharing your story because as you all are preparing to come into the studio, I want you to know right from the beginning to this month is Epilepsy Awareness Month. And we're going to be talking with this gentleman who lives with epilepsy and God has truly made a way for him. And as he shares his story, I just can't wait for him to be able to share a story with each and every one of you. So I am going to make sure that we go ahead and get ready to share today's broadcast with your friends, your family, your coworkers. Invite people to the Kim Jacobs Show. Jackie, this is a chance for you as well. If you want to go ahead and share with your friends, feel free to do so. And then we will go ahead and kick this whole show off. So let's see. We play some music here. All right. It is the Kim Jacobs Show. And today I have my special guest, Jackie King Spencer, who is a gentleman that is coming on today talking about his experience living with epilepsy. Jackie, you know what? He says that people that live with epilepsy is not the end of the world. He was diagnosed with focal seizures in the early part of his life, and having a normal life as a kid growing up with epilepsy was hard. You're going to hear a lot more from my special guest, Jackie King Spencer. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Listen, everybody, it's estimated that about 1.2% of the U.S. population, U.S. people live and have active epilepsy. This comes out to about 3.4 million people nationwide and more than 65 million globally. Additionally, about 1 in 26 people will develop epilepsy at some point during their lifetime. And it's so many statistics that are available worldwide for you to be able to find out this information. But I wanted to make sure that I give Jackie a chance to take us on a journey of how life was for you growing up living with epilepsy and take us to where we are today.
Well, Sister Jacobs, I was diagnosed and I didn't even know I was actually, born with it. Mm-hmm. I got hit by a car when I was 8 years old. And from there, I just started developing symptoms of like a oral smell, and I had no idea. And my great grandmother, bless her heart, she's gone now, she's in heaven. She would anoint me and pray for me. I can say I think I've been anointed so much with, that holy water. We could have a batch of fried chicken, but to get straight to the point.
That's right.
She took me to a neurologist, and they diagnosed me with having epileptic seizures.
Oh, okay. So it was literally, was it triggered because of the car accident, did they say, or?
Well, after they did the final diagnosis, they said it was actually, I was born with it.
Okay.
The first medication I actually took, that just changed my behavior. Okay. I was in class, and the first seizure that I had, I actually passed out, and kids started kicking me because they thought I was actually crazy. Because I used to joke around in, elementary school.
Right.
Yeah, and
but so that triggered when you had the accident. It triggered some other symptoms that then made your grandma realize that, okay, we need to get
something wrong with him.
Something's going on. And the children didn't know, obviously nobody knew because you didn't even know. So they just thought, oh, we're gonna teach him a lesson while he's down and out. We're just gonna go ahead and try to agitate him more. So they took it as an opportunity to further bully you type of thing. Is that what I'm hearing?
you see, bully with me back in the day didn't just work for me because I would always fight back.
Mm-hmm.
So my great grandmother would have a constant trip going out to school and get me out of trouble.
Okay. So what happened once you did find out that you were having epileptic seizures? How did other people begin to play a role in helping you manage that?
Well, I had a cousin named Reggie. He was more like my bodyguard and big brother. And he knew something was wrong too, but he was more like my big brother. Now, my cousin, he was more like a father. It's my dad. He's more likely in the military. He didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So now that he knew what was going on, he had to make some adjustments to get me away from the surroundings into a new environment. I moved around when I was a military brat, by the way. I used to live in the midwestern part of the country.
Okay. And so where did you end up finally going? I know you traveled a lot as a military brat, but when he got kind of hold to you and decided, let me take you under my wing and get you the safety is what I think I'm hearing. What happened? Like where did you end up being and how did life start changing for you once you got that help?
Junction City, Kansas.
That's where you ended up Okay.
Ended up, and I've always wanted to experience the Army, the military life, and he showed me this is what we do. I ate in the mess hall with him.
Oh, okay. So he actually just took you under his wing and made sure that you were close by at all times. So you weren't out there trying to fend for yourself dealing with the epilepsy.
Out of trouble.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's what Black fathers, all fathers, supposed to do is take their child under their wing, young Black men under their father's wing, and get them out of trouble.
Okay.
Just keep them out of trouble.
Yes. And that's what he did for you. Okay.
That's what he did for me. He's still alive too, by the way.
Okay, good. So by doing that with you, how do you feel that helped shape who you are today?
That actually laid the foundation to having a spirit of fighting, never giving up, and a heart for never giving up.
Okay. Very good. So I wanted to make sure I share with people what some of the symptoms are of epilepsy because, and Shannon, make sure too, you let me know where these facts are coming from so that I can share the source as well. Some of the symptoms include temporary confusion and staring spells, uncontrollable jerking movements of the arms and legs, loss of consciousness or awareness, psychic symptoms such as fear, anxiety, or deja vu. Those were things that you were experiencing as well?
Yes, my sister. Yes.
And how did are you now on medication for epilepsy? How are you managing living with this disease?
I had to be taking layer by layer each year a pill. So I'm down to one pill.
Oh, okay. Good. So you are a fighter, huh?
I used to take probably like a good Lord, maybe 12 pills. This one, I mean, it's like I'm a walking pharmacy. Going to college, falling asleep in class. I said, this is not cutting it. I got to take another route now. I got to take up something and to really get to a level of success.
And so now as an adult, you are still thriving. You're doing great. Obviously, epilepsy requires a medical diagnosis. So and typically, like what I'm understanding is actually from birth, but you were diagnosed later, not knowing that that's what you were experiencing until something triggered it.
Correct.
Right. Okay. And so just so everyone that's watching today, with this being National Epilepsy Awareness Month, I want to make sure that you walk away with some information knowing that epilepsy requires a medical diagnosis during a seizure. A person experiences abnormal behavior, symptoms, and sensations, sometimes including loss of consciousness. And there are symptoms that there are like very few symptoms between the seizures occurring is what I'm understanding. But people may experience like their whole body, like fainting or fatigue, muscular, rhythmic, muscular contractions or muscle spasms, sensory like aura or pins and needles that are in their extremities. Is all kinds of things that I'm hearing, and we'll be able to put all of these facts up in the links for you all. But as you said, Jackie, you're a fighter.
Yes.
And so what advice do you give people that may live with a life-altering disease that they never knew that they were going to encounter or have? They couldn't foresee it or predict it, but at the end of the day, they're now living with this. What advice do you give people in your situation?
Have a strong foundation rooted with God.
Okay.
Have a foundation of family members that's going to back you 100% all the way.
Good.
It is very important to have a strict, healthy diet, plenty of sleep, and stress-free. When you have stress and you have seizures, you will go into a seizure right there on the spot, unannounced, because you're dealing with stress.
Right.
I have come to realize during this process, if you're not staying busy and active, you can go right into one and you don't even know it. And I'm not having those right now. I keep myself constantly busy, ministry-wise. We're not doing anything now because of COVID has changed the game.
Right.
So virtually you're watching ministry, you're doing actual movie, rehearsals or auditions at home.
Okay. So you specifically go to great measures where some people say, okay, girl, don't stress out, or, don't let this stuff get under your skin. You literally can't let stress get under your skin.
Even bad relationships that just don't work. Sometimes you just gotta let it go. Teddy Penny, gotta go.
You going back to Teddy Pendergrass?
Oh, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, that got to go.
Okay. So you really do make sure that you minimize the stress so that it does not trigger an epileptic seizure in your life. So where people may be like, wow, Jackie's so relaxed and just like, he's so easy to blow stuff off. Really, it's a matter of health for you, health and wellness. That's interesting. Okay.
Lots of prayer too.
Lots of prayer. Okay.
Lots of prayer too.
So how did your family rally around you once they did find out that you had epilepsy, and how did they play a role in helping you get through all that you've been going through?
Well, like I said, my great grandmother, she's in heaven. I'm watching all of this and everything. She was like my queen, my supporter, and my extra background in the back that kept me going and moving. And my wife right now, she's more like the backbone. She's the inspiration. She's like the replacement of my great grandmother to keep me going, inspire, empower me.
Good. And I see comments coming in, and so I will pop some of those up as well. Someone said, Catherine Spencer said, there are certain few foods that he can't eat either, because if he does, it triggers a seizure. So I try to deal with the majority of the stress to minimize the amount of Okay, so Catherine, who is Catherine in your life? I'm the wife. I was like,
Yes.
Catherine is the wife.
Yes.
I said, now Catherine is somebody special in your life. She knows exactly what you can eat and what you can't. That's really good, Catherine. And definitely, let me put the link here too, in case anybody, including obviously you, Catherine, want to pop into the show. The way that you do that is you click on that link. If you have any direct questions directly of Jackie King Spencer, that's my guest today, or if you want to come on and share a word of encouragement or something to him, you can use that link that I just popped on here. It's this StreamYard link right here, and you can come right into today's broadcast. But Catherine, continue to type some more information that gives me even more feedback about your wonderful husband, and I'm glad to have you in the studio audience today. So how important is it for a loved one to be near and close to you in this during these particular times of your life, Jackie?
It's always important for any family member to be behind you, beside you, and walk with you in these trying times, in this pandemic, and this shift in the atmosphere of a new administration. Oh, thank you, Jesus. It's very important. Prayer is very important.
Yes, yes. And speaking of the whole change within the presidential election, we know that the outcome has been now that President-elect is President Joe Biden. And so that's who has won the electoral vote for 2020. And so we are excited that he's our new president to be president-elect. He's going to be our new president of the United States. Okay. And that was everybody's on pins and needles throughout the weekend. And everybody that's been on my show, you vote for who you want. And it's been, I have not judged one way or the other, but I will say I'm so excited about Kamala Harris because I believe she represents me as an African-American woman, and I salute her in her new role as well. So I'm quite excited about that. That's just a whole side note on the show today here, okay? Okay, Chantel said, amen, amen. Let's see some more studio audience comments. Chantel, thank you so much for being on today and being in the studio audience. Make sure you tag a friend and invite some other people to be a part as well. I'm so proud of Jackie. Thank you, Kim, so much for having him and allowing others to hear his story. Yes, yes. Somebody said, hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, we definitely hope people will subscribe to you, Abatush. Okay. All right. So listen, if you have questions of Jackie, especially now that we know that this month is Epilepsy Awareness Month. And so today, as my guest, he's sharing his personal experience of living with epilepsy with all of us. What are some other things that you want to share with us, Jackie?
I've had heartache during this process. It's the type of heartache where if you can go back and make things better and fix it, and I understand through the struggle and heartache, God puts us in another beginning to fix what could have.
Wow.
You just can't look back, and you just got to keep pushing forward.
And when you say that, Jackie, you've had some heartache and now you're trying to go back and the new thing is helping you fix the old thing. What do you mean by that? Like, give me an example of what you're talking about.
Some relationships, people do not have the capacity to love you beyond your pain.
Okay.
And let me make that, so everybody can understand, for better or worse. Worse meaning, don't know. It doesn't matter how hard or bad it is. You made a commitment to God that you're going to love that person, that individual through sickness and health. Even if they're losing, you're going to have to keep praying hard and hard. Sometimes you may feel like Peter and everything, but hey, Peter stuck close to Jesus.
Well, that's
the rest.
Okay. Okay. So where it sounds like in your situation, and based on what I'm hearing, without going I try not to go too deep into a story if I don't hear the guest going that deep into it. So what I think I'm hearing is that there are times when you maybe had thought some people were going to stick with you through thick and thin, and then they just didn't prove to be that person in your life. And now God has provided you with someone that is sticking closer than a brother, closer through blood shed and tears and everything, and they're sticking with you through thick and thin. Is that what I think I'm hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We met at church, by the way.
Okay, you and Miss Wifey here. Okay.
We met at church. I was behind the camera.
Okay.
And my focus was supposed to be on the service.
But you were looking over there at Catherine.
Well, it was panned down. I know some churchmen said, that's why you ain't on camera now and everything, but that was a one-time thing. And it panned out the other way.
So you sitting there operating something and got it zoomed in. What in the world? You done took your job to a whole nother level, huh?
And see, I told, the head guy in charge when this happened, he started laughing. Don't do that no more.
Let me zoom in and say,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I got a good look. Okay, yeah, she the one.
And it came up on the church monitors
I
screen.
know everybody can see you. You trying to date, doing your job. It's like what? You're supposed to be focused on the whole with the people, with the people.
But don't remember, we met at church. It could have been somewhere else, like at the club.
It could have been somewhere else, but it was at church. You were doing the right thing, trying to keep it holy, and then you just happened to encounter. So you found a good thing because that's what you're supposed to do according to the word.
Yeah,
But
we
let's
fell in love. I mean, we just hit off. We just hung out as friends and everything. And she been with me through the thick and thin, for better or worse. Even the times when I was actually homeless, attending church, walking to church a good 5 miles. Yeah,
wow.
she been riding with me.
Oh, well, let me read what she said too. She said he's independent. However, in many ways, he's very much dependent on others because his memory over the years has been affected. He has a great long-term memory, but not the short-term memory. Well, we are excited for the memory that you have, period, that God has blessed you with to be able to be on a show today, to share your story, to be married, and to be able to be a man of conviction where you're saying you believe in God and he's leading your life. So many positive things have come out of you being here already in National Epilepsy Awareness Month. And guys, if you all have questions or just want to share a positive comment to Jackie King Spencer, my guest today, we're talking about living with epilepsy. Here on the Kim Jacobs Show, it's National Epilepsy Awareness Month. You are an actor as well, right?
Yes.
So tell us about your acting, because that requires long-term and short-term memorization, by the way. So tell us about your acting.
See, like I was saying about a shift in the atmosphere, because I used to also do photography
Okay.
for park ministry. And moving up here, there was a shift when I got my first operation. The doctor said, listen, you can't do photography anymore.
Okay.
I said, are you kidding me? No, because of the flash. It'll trigger.
Uh-huh.
No, you can't do photography anymore.
Oh.
It hurt.
Okay, so wait. So you had to stop doing photography because the flashing would trigger an epileptic seizure?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you know what? It's interesting interviewing you, Jackie, because you definitely are by far, I think, Shannon, you probably backstage could attest, you're the calmest guy I've ever interviewed. But I realize that that's very intentional, according to what you need to have happen for you to be able to maintain not being in an epileptic seizure state. So there are certain professions that people that live with epilepsy cannot. Okay. Wow. And so when you found that out, that was pretty devastating news, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
But with this now, before doing photography and everything, I've actually had the honor, the beauty to experience history. I know any Black photographer back in 2008 that got a chance to go to the inauguration for our first Black president and everything. That's a tear of joy.
Yes. Were you were there?
I was there when he came to the Charlotte Spectrum Center, and he walked up behind me. Hey, what you taking there? And I was like, almost dropped my Pentax camera. I said, oh my Jesus. Hey, buddy, you gonna vote for me? Yeah, I'm Senator Barack Obama. I'm gonna be your president. And I'm like, you're standing there. I said, is this really
happening? That right there would have sent me. So that was an honorable moment, a memorable occasion. But that is, wow. I mean, I can't imagine that didn't trigger some stress in your life to be.
No, it didn't trigger no stress. I was just, wow, the whole day and everything. I'm like driving back home and everything. And I told my wife, I said, well, my first wife, I said, you know what? Guess who walked up on me taking pictures? Barack Obama.
What a blessing. What a blessing. And so now with you, when you did transition from photography to acting, what was that transition like for you?
One thing about background acting, you don't say much, period, until
Right.
They put you in a position that they feel that they can use you.
Mm-hmm.
For a prime example, like this short movie I was in last year called False Gods. I was
Okay.
in a protest scene with a picket sign and front and center, right beside the star of the movie, which were good friends, Dantes James. You look
Oh.
him up. Yes, upcoming fresh young brother from Ravenna, Ohio.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to have you on today and to have you being in different roles in various productions and front and center, like you say, and still being able to maintain your livelihood without having to just kind of go and be isolated, sheltering yourself away from everything. You're able to still continue with different aspects of your life, and I'm honored that that's happening for you. So, what are some other productions you've been a part of?
I went to jail.
What is it?
Yeah, I was a prison inmate in this true story about a 14-year-old kid from Detroit that dealt in drugs and guns. White boy Rick Roshi.
Okay.
So they put me like 3 prisoner inmates behind the start of the movie. And if you
What was the name
actually
of
get
that
a
movie?
chance, it's called White Boy Rick.
Oh yeah, we all know about that. Of course, we've seen that. Yeah. So
If you
you
get a chance to look at it again, count 3 prisoners and you'll see me.
Okay, so listen, everybody that's watching. If you watch Whiteboard Rick, is a well-known movie that's out. One of the 3 prisoners that's in that film is Jackie King Spencer, and so he's an up-and-coming actor out making major headways as he is now one of probably, I don't know how many actors live with epilepsy, but I know that there probably aren't many, if any. So I would have to do some research. Shannon, research that for me too, if you can. But
Cameron Bryce, he died from epileptic seizure. Cameron Bryce.
Okay.
And this was like last year too. He was doing a movie flick for Walt Disney, and he didn't wake up.
Okay. Well, we're just claiming long health and life and strength and just joy and excitement and everything in your life as you are dealing with this. It's not getting the best of you in any way, shape, or form. Clearly, you have a lot of life to live, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm excited about it. So whenever I have here, do you feel bitter in life, or do you feel like, no, I got this? And how do you feel? I just like to hear your own words of how you embrace life.
One thing about bitterness, you can taste that, and you can't let that slide into the current blessings of God, because it will give way and rot out the foundation of prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't let that slip in there. I had a little bit of bitterness, and I thought about it, and God revealed to me that was a season of less, and you're in a season of plenty.
Yes. Very good. So the season of plenty is your harvest is ripe and ready for the plucking, and it's here now, and you are not looking at it in any other way, shape, or form other than the blessing that God has given you, which is the opportunity to live life with what you may have as any kind of limiting situation, but you're kicking that theory in the head and moving forward. And I love it. I love it.
Yes.
That's what you're saying, right? For those of you that are just tuning in, we're talking with Jackie King Spencer in honor of National Epilepsy Awareness Month. I am encouraging you to do some research on epilepsy, and I have various links here that I'll put up for you. Mayo Clinic.org is where a lot of the resources that we've shared with you today are located, and I'll pop those right in the comment section. People are saying so many different things and encouraging words to you today, Jackie, and I'll go to those shortly. So guys, completely continue to type your comments. I put the link in here if you want to pop in and also share a word of encouragement head to head. If you have a question about Jackie with his acting or Jackie with living with epilepsy, go ahead and type your comments. We're going to be having a flash round coming up shortly. But I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you to today's episode sponsor, and I'll put that here for you as well. Today's episode sponsor, I got to go back and pull it up because it's like a whole bunch of typing back here. Let's see. It's exciting though. Anytime I get the opportunity to speak to a survivor, I believe. And that's what you are, in my opinion, Jackie. You're a survivor. So today's episode is sponsored by the Friedman Law Group, a proud member of the Mecklenburg County Black Chamber of Commerce. The freedmanlawgroup.com is how you'll be able to connect with them. And please let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. I will share their website shortly. Today's episode, again, is sponsored in part by the Friedman Law Group. Their website is thefriedmanlawgroup.com. They are a proud member of the Mecklenburg County Black Chamber of Commerce. Let me share their website with you as well and give you a chance to learn more about my episode sponsor today. I'm so honored when people take the opportunity to be a part of sponsoring the show. So they say that they are available to answer the call. And I'm going to share specifically what they said. The Friedman Law Group has over 35 years of combined legal experience to provide high quality representation to their clients in the areas of personal injury and civil litigation, family law, and estate planning, business law, real estate, and criminal law, and civil rights law. They zealously fight for the best result possible for their clients from the boardroom to the courtroom. But most important is that we do what we do and who we do it for. So at the end of the day, since their inception, they have been intentional about their presence in the community that they serve, from helping to facilitate multiple, known for their Know Your Rights seminars, to collaborating with experts to discuss mental health and its impact on those that we love. So they have a lot of different services that are offered through the Friedman Law Group. Their slogan is of you, for you, and they're with you. So you can definitely learn more about the Friedman Law Group at thefriedmanlawgroup.com. Make sure you say that the Kim Jacobs Show did send you their way. All right. Thank you for being my episode sponsor today. And they are part of the Charlotte Mecklenburg County Black Chamber of Commerce. All right. So, Jackie, we're going to go to a flash round and give people a chance to ask you some questions. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. Oh, Chantel Patterson says, stay strong. How do you stay strong? Because I mean, you have a certain resolve about you, Jackie, that's very different than people that I've encountered. Most people are, not most people, but a lot of people are like, whoa, COVID, the pandemic, I'm stressed out, I'm isolated, I need my friends, I need this, I need some adult time, it's all kinds of things. But you have this aura about you. How do you stay strong?
Well, serving in church ministry, like media, I have a background in church media where you're behind the camera, you're pulling cord. That's called gripping. So that's like a story for me, how God just pulled me out of my mess. Mm-hmm. So I'm sticking close to what I'm doing ministry wise, and I'm doing it for God. He's pulling me through.
Wow. That's good. So you really have this connection with God that you feel like he's taking you and just hand carrying you to where he needs and wants you to be. That's kind of good.
When I left Charlotte, the Queen City, my connection with Bishop Claude Alexander and the First Lady, it was like I've always had that connection ministry with people that are over me from my past into my present. Yeah. And being forced to go to church at an age that I don't feel like going to church. My grandma said, listen, as long as you stay your tail, you going to church.
Right. So you didn't have a choice. And thank goodness you didn't have a choice, because at the end of the day, that was going to be something that would be your saving grace when you're now living with epilepsy. Mm-hmm. So you needed that faith to kind of lean back on, in my opinion, based on having a great grandmom that steered you in the right direction, even though she didn't know she was steering you for the purpose of fighting this battle. But it's a blessing.
Well, Sister Kim, there's two types of seats that we don't want to experience. This is deep now. And the other type of seat that'll help you avoid the other hard seat, sitting in those hard pew seats back in the day with the church saints, the seasoned saints.
Yeah.
Each on my cheek. Here, baby, here a piece of candy. Sit right here beside me.
That's funny.
And just listening to her sing in the choir. Yes, my great grandmother sung in choir. She played the piano, and I would actually see her march. You know how the choir do that, the marching, right? You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly what I'm talking about. I was kind of demonstrate that to my wife, right? Because she's in the choir at church. And she would like start cracking up laughing. So my church rooted experience, like it stayed right here and everything for the fight.
That's funny. Well, people are typing all kinds of comments, and I want to make sure I get a chance to share. Somebody said, Linda Poplin said, she's praying for you. You are an inspiration and an amazing story. And her grandson, Tyler Poplin, was on our show recently, and he is an aspiring actor as well. And he does all kinds of local theater in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Concord and different areas. And I know he would love to connect with you since you're in some of those larger films like White Boy Rick and different productions that you've been a part of. So are you open to ever giving some advice to up and coming actors? Like my son, Jeremiah, is also an actor. He's 15 and same thing. He's aspiring to do all of these things in bigger films. Do you advise younger people like them?
I advise younger people to listen to your parents, pray, and find you a talent agency.
Okay.
That's going to cover you and guide you in the right direction. I also advise young people too to take acting classes too.
Okay.
I actually had to do that because when I had my last operation, I had to retrain my memory process in a way that it would be meaningful when I do have a talking role to actually memorize those right on point and to go right into the character and come out of the character. Okay. Remember those lines and everything that the writer said, oh, you wasting production time and everything. Find somebody else.
Wow. Well, that's interesting. You said take acting classes because right now my son, Jeremiah, is taking acting classes with Vicki L. Evans, and she is just doing tremendous job. And Miss Poplin, make sure you tell Tyler about Vicki Lionel Evans. She does acting classes as well, and say the Kim Jacobs Show sent you. But I can see such a tremendous difference in my son and his confidence level and the things. She has like a 6-week training course or something she's doing with him, and it is working wonders. And now as he's auditioning for things, it's like night and day with the kind of audition he does now versus when he did it before his acting classes. So thank you for that advice. Take some acting classes and get a talent agent. That's good. Okay, let's see what some other comments are. Oh, Dr. Peggy Etheridge Johnson says, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
And she's one of my guests this week as well. And I'm excited about having you be a part of the Kim Jacobs Show. I'm almost positive it's tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Peggy Etheridge Johnson will be here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And I'm quite excited for you to be able to share your story as a woman of impact. It's going to be so exciting. Okay. My mom is on and she said, God bless you. God bless you. And while I have my mom's picture there, I'll share a few other motherly kind of people to me that are on, but they don't type. They don't type the comments because they're up in age, like in their 80s. They watch faithfully every day. So Mother Julia Harper sends her love to you. And I know she's definitely saying a word of prayer for you. Mother Barbara Anderson. And I know that she's saying a prayer for you. She's with the Church of God in Christ. And you know, they send mad love your way. Mad love.
You know what, Sister Kim, my wife made a comment.
Yes.
Last year. All seasoned saints love you. I don't know.
Yes, I can imagine. I can imagine. They're not pinching your cheeks now, but they're giving you major love and hugs and prayers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they know that you've been bred and
Mhm.
raised in the church for sure.
Mhm.
Let's see. Good morning, Kim, Jackie, and Catherine. Good information and very informative on seizures. Oh, Catherine said you're a comedian too. He loves to play practical jokes on people and make others laugh. Okay, tell us about that, Jackie.
See, there was a one particular episode back in my time as a kid growing up. We was me and my grandmother and grandmother. We was at King's Dominion in Richmond. You know what King's
Oh,
Dominion?
yes.
Well, they had this Scooby Doo roller coaster.
Yes.
I told my grandmother that it's a train,
Okay.
and she got on it with me.
Oh, that's so wrong. So she thinks she's just getting on like a trolley thing?
Yeah, and I think the process of like holding on, Lord, holding on, and she was holding on to weed.
That's so crazy.
And she letting me, boy, when I get off there, I'm gonna bump.
I'm gonna beat you, boy.
And my great see, that's why I don't. He got you, didn't he? He did me like that the last time.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, yes, Catherine, I can see why practical jokes will end up getting them cheeks pinched a lot more by his grandma. If she was here still on this earth, she's pinching them from heaven now. That's for sure. Man. I am so glad that you even have that excitement of being able to have the joking spirit and stuff. What would you say is the best experience or the best thing that you have experienced after kind of finding out that you have epilepsy?
Having a pastor that covers me and my wife in prayer and everybody else.
Oh, so that's
Bishop Claude Alexander back at the park.
Oh yes, we love Pastor Alexander.
Mm-hmm. And I told my wife about his style of preaching and everything, that when he really get the floor and he stand up on the, you seen it.
Yes.
He really kicking in overdrive.
Oh.
But you have to keep that foundation of faith and hope in your life, or you end up going this way instead of being in the process and a stillness and a calmness.
Mm-hmm.
That's even when you acting in these different movies and you're living in Hollywood, because Hollywood is so easy to fall into something that you can't come back out.
Wow, that's true. It is. And so you have to be rooted and grounded and have your own perspective and your faith and your journey and what you believe in that's bigger than you. And you clearly have that. Chantel Patterson says she wished she could learn how to act.
Well, you can mark this down. If you're really interested in doing acting, I highly recommend online classes from the Hood School of Acting. That's local here, but they also do it virtual.
School of Acting. And where are you locally?
Euclid, Ohio.
EUCLID, right?
HOUDE, Hood School of Acting.
Hood School of Acting, and it's in Ohio. You can Google that, and that's like an online class. What he's saying too. Any people that are interested in acting, look into the Hood School of Acting. Is what Jackie King Spencer is actually recommending. You can do that right online, and that's his recommendation for you all today.
Because they cover all areas of detail which you need to be a Oscar award-winning actor in your career. All great points, pinpoints, detail. And I highly recommend that even to your son too. And everything, I'm just putting it out there.
Okay, and I'm typing something else too. She has acting classes, and I say Kim Jacobs Sent you. Okay. I am going to also share with you another outlet since so many people are typing questions about acting. Today, we're talking with Jackie King Spencer. He lives with epilepsy and has just kicked the whole theory of I'm not about to let epilepsy or seizures overtake my life. He talked about how calm he needs to be in order to not be thrust into these seizures. He's also talked about the fact that different professions, which he used to be a photographer, had to be changed because of like the flashing from the camera would trigger him to have a seizure. So he's now focusing more on acting, and he has appeared as an actor in White Boy Rick, the film that recently came out. He was one of the prison guards there, was one of the prisoners there in that film. And so he's just giving some tips right now on how to be a part of acting if that's what you're interested in. And the Hood School of Acting is his recommendation online in Ohio area. And my recommendation as well is to let you know about Vicki L. Evans. And she is the person that's teaching my son Jeremiah how to do some acting. She's going through like a 6-week acting training program with him. So please make sure that you say that I sent you if you do reach out to her. Okay, some more people chimed in. This is some good conversation. Is there anything that you're wanting to say that as I'm scrolling through looking for the comments, Jackie, that you just want to share with people that's from your heart?
Well, one thing with epilepsy too, I truly know that it can be a depressing factor during this pandemic, where you can easily go into a I just don't feel like I want to live anymore. And you have to watch that if you have family members or yourself that suffer from epileptic seizure. It's a depressing moment where you have to actually counter that and keep them highly busy and active at all times. It's going to require staying active and busy so your mind won't slip into a depressing factor.
Right.
You have to stay active. You have to stay prayed up.
Well, have you ever thought about speaking at some of the like epilepsy foundation conferences or workshops? And because a lot of times I can only speak from personal experience. Three of me and my husband, our children, they have cystic fibrosis. And so many times cystic fibrosis organizations reach out to us to share our personal stories because we're African American, and most people that have cystic fibrosis they're not African American. So have you thought about ever sharing your stories on larger platforms like that?
Well, I have a friend that was diagnosed with epilepsy, and she's doing an outstanding job.
Yeah.
Outstanding, like the song "Outstanding" by the Gap Band. Her organization is called Empowering Epilepsy. Go to the website, register, and she does virtual meetings online through Zoom to keep busy. It's called EmpoweringEpilepsy.org. EmpoweringEpilepsy.org.
If y'all see me typing today, it's some epilepsy.
Take your time now, Kim.
I know. I do have a team that works with me, but today is some other unforeseen things been happening, so I have to do it myself a little bit. But here you go. So okay, EmpoweringEpilepsy.org, and they have virtual courses and everything, classes that you can participate in, and Zoom sessions to keep your mind active. If you're dealing with family members and they have epilepsy, today my guest is Jackie King Spencer, and he lives with this himself. He's very willing to talk with people and to encourage them. Let me pull your information up that you had shared with me on how people can stay connected with you. It's at, what was it? It's at How He Made a Way. Yeah. Type that for me, Shannon. At He Made a Way on Instagram. Is how you can stay connected with Jackie King Spencer at He Made a Way on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, right?
Jackie King Spencer.
Okay, so Jackie King Spencer on Facebook, and it's at He Made a Way on Instagram and Twitter, so that you can stay connected with Jackie King Spencer and hear more about his amazing journey as he's been just thriving and surviving with epilepsy. Let me go to see if there's some more comments. Okay. Linda Poplin says, I sure will. Thank you for giving my grandson a shout out, and definitely will. He has such amazing time on your show and he would love to come back. He can come back and do any of the skits he wants anytime. So tell Tyler he has the link. He can book it and come on back. Okay. Okay. And Dr. Peggy Etheridge Johnson is my guest tomorrow here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And on Wednesday, oh my gosh, everybody get ready. Mother Patricia D. Lofton, the woman that I always talk about. Everybody that's watched the show know how supportive Mother Patricia D. Lofton is. And she is the woman that is assigned to the women's department within the Church of God in Christ in the second jurisdiction, which is the jurisdiction I'm a part of. So yes, she's going to be here on the Kim Jacobs Show on November 11th. And I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I don't know what to do about that. So anyway, all right, let me make sure I put here your thank you. How people can stay connected here with Mr. Jackie King Spencer. Is it on Instagram and Twitter? Instagram. He made a way at he.
Yeah, that's underscore now. When he underscore made underscore a way.
Okay, we're gonna get this right. So at he underscore made underscore
a way.
A way. Okay. That's on Instagram. Okay. Oh.
And there, when you go to Instagram, you'll see a link where the movies that I were actually in.
Oh, good. That's so good, everybody. So listen, make sure you check out Jackie King Spencer at he underscore made underscore a way. And that's on Instagram, right?
Correct.
Okay, and then what you're going to do is look and see all of the different movies that he's been a part of and films he's been featured in, and he'll tell you what his roles are in each of them. So he is a man on a mission to beat this whole theory about epilepsy that you have to be so limited and be in a bubble type of thing. You don't. He's a man that's saying, I'm acting and I'm doing some great things in society. So, and it's the hood, HOUDE. Yeah, y'all gotta be very specific. When you say hood, everybody African American type hood.
I can hook that up right quick. See, it's not the hood what they thinking with the HOOD.
Okay,
it's not that. So drop that now.
So it's not that. It's
the wrong
hood, HOUDE, School of Acting, not the hood. Yeah, you gotta be clear because I'm from the hood, HOOD. That's where I'm from for real.
They started to be out of the hood now.
That's so funny. So it's HOUDE, School of Acting.com if you're interested in learning more about how to get some acting lessons from who Jackie recommends that you connect with. All right. Wow. We've shared so much stuff here on the show today. I think it's been some great information that you've imparted to everyone. Let me let you all know how you can subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show too. Make sure if you have not subscribed to the Kim Jacobs Show, I want you to do that by going to my YouTube channel. And Mother Lofton actually made it clear. She said, Kim, make sure you tell people that it's free to subscribe, because sometimes senior saints don't know that if you just go to YouTube, you can subscribe to something for free. Mm-hmm. So you hit that subscribe button on YouTube, then you hit that bell that's right beside it and turn on the notifications to all. Then every time the show is on, guess what? You are alerted that the Kim Jacobs Show is on the air. So, and feel free if you want to say a shout out or anything about people subscribing to my show, you're more than welcome to, because I love all the shout outs. Do you recommend people subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show?
I truly do. You're going to get a ward refreshed information.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. So much. Yes, I do believe that. And that's why I'm bringing guests like Jackie King Spencer on, because families that are watching the show are from all walks of life. And we're dealing with all kinds of things, whether it's some type of limiting disability type of thing that society has said, this is what you need to do if you have this particular disorder. And we're kicking that theory in the head. Jackie is not. He's like, I'm not going to sit here and not have a career. Hence, he's acting, you know? I'm proud of you. Very proud of you. Do you have any other comments you want to share with everyone?
Well, everyone, since we do have a new administration, we have to stay prayed up and we have to keep them accountable, because it's not going to work if you don't keep your political figures in check and let them know, hey, we voted for you. So we're holding you accountable.
That's right.
So you say what you're going to do, you're going to do. You have to stay consistent in that. Because last administration, that was a bad case of, never mind, I won't even say it.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even put my views comment up there today, but the views expressed on the Kim Jacobs Show are not always the views of me personally, but I just, have to put that as a caveat out there. If you have not been a part of the Quest Church prayer line, every day, Monday through Friday at 12 to 12:30 p.m., Pastor Jacobs prays, and he goes over, like today, he'll be going over what he preached on Sunday, and he opens it up for Q&A. So on Monday, it's like a recap of what happened on Sunday, and you can call into 978-990-5000, and the access code is 322083#. And that's Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:30. Tuesday through Thursday, they're doing prayer, which, it's just incredible. I am so blessed when I'm on my prayer line, hearing the word of God and hearing the prayer that's going forward for people dealing with COVID, people that's dealing with the whole social unrest and protesting and things that's been happening with the election. You name it, prayer is going forward. So just call 978-990-5000. Access code is 322083. And many times people do ask, how do we support the Kim Jacobs Show? What can we do to be able to pour into what you're doing? And I encourage you to do that by just simply, let me give you that information as well. You can Cash App Kim Jacobs Inc., which is the $ Kim Jacobs Inc. You can also go to paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. And Venmo is at the Kim Jacobs Show. And there's one more way, I forget. Yeah. Or you can also become a Patreon member. And the Patreon membership is $12 a month. And that it gives you exclusive after party content. So how do you encourage people that have any kind of disability, no matter what it is, what it's called, fill in the blank, to be able to become all they are destined to become?
Do not lose hope. Keep you a pastor that is going to cover you. Keep a family member that knows God to keep you in prayer. Have to go down to your wire and get on their knees and pray for you. Keep people accountable, while at the same time you got to pray to yourself, because faith without works is dead. You got to stay prayed up. Even if you don't feel like praying, you just have someone that's praying for you and keep you.
Good. So even in times when you are yourself just down and out and, oh my goodness, I'm not feeling myself, having those people that are prayed up around you and asking them to pray for you, even when it looks like it's not a good situation that you may be experiencing at that particular phase in your life, by having those people continuing to pray for you brings you up out of it, in your opinion?
Yes.
Very good. Very good. Well, in honor of National Epilepsy Awareness Month, I have had the distinct privilege and honor of having Jackie King Spencer come here on the Kim Jacobs Show and share his story and how he has decided to triumph over this by pursuing his acting career and doing a great job at it. He's appearing right now. He appeared recently in the film White Boy Rick, and you'll see him on many other performances in the future, right?
Right.
Yes. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Tomorrow, I have a woman of impact coming on. Dr. Peggy Etheridge Johnson will be my guest. And then on Wednesday, I do have Mother Patricia D. Lofton. And The title of that show is A Woman of Wisdom, and you're going to be getting so much information on that show as well. So make sure you tune in. And then I do have I have a great lineup because I have more guests coming up for the rest of the week in Freestyle Friday as well. So tune in tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much, Jackie, for being my guest. Thank you. Thank you. You're an incredible guest, actually. And thank you all so much for tuning in to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wow, that was just